Okay, we are almost at 5:30. I can get some distance now. I'm still getting used to this new tripod. There we have it. Poll question is available. All right, here we go. I count down to 5:30 a.m. Pacific Standard Time is on your side. Yes, it is. Okay. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. It is me, Dr. Donna Thomas-Rodgers. Welcome to your morning mental workout. Today's principle is real leadership, and the topic that we will be discussing is procrastination is the enemy. Do it now. Before we get started, on your own, go ahead and inhale and exhale 3 times, deep breaths, to let the brain know we're getting ready to use you. All right. You will need note-taking materials as this is an online lecture. You can use digital note-taking materials or you can use physical. I use physical, pen and paper. I'm old school, but either way, it's okay. However, you need to take notes for you to be able to retain this information. It's perfectly acceptable. You will also need a second device. Go to theturnarounddoctor.com. On that second device, go to the 74 Principles of Real Leadership tab. Scroll down to the effective section, and we are on number 7. Do it now. Procrastination is the enemy. Got to get you some guiding principles so you'll know what we're using in order to understand more about daily personal accountability. Number 1 is neurogenesis. Neurogenesis is the creation of new neurons. Number 2 is neuroplasticity. Neuroplasticity is the creation of new neural pathways. When you combine both of those together with personal accountability, what you have is neuropability, and that is the brain's ability to wire itself to the 74 principles of real leadership, which are to get you to hold yourself personally accountable on the daily basis, allowing you to have unlimited neural pathways to daily personal accountability. And number 4, most importantly, what we use over here is the executive function of your brain, which is located in the prefrontal cortex, located in the frontal lobe. That is how you do logic and reason and decision making and all of these other things that function day to day in your life. The executive function of your brain is the CEO of your brain. With that being said, let's go ahead and get this party started. Procrastination is the enemy. Now, what I've been doing is breaking down the definition of every word for the principles of real leadership so that you understand them in their most purest form so that you can put it together to have the actual principle in and of itself. So let's begin with procrastination. The definition of procrastination, or the definition that I will be using today, is this: to keep delaying something that must be done, often because it is unpleasant or boring, and I've added because of a lack of skill or fear. Again, the definition of procrastination: to keep delaying something that must be done, often because it is unpleasant or boring, because of a lack of skill or fear. That is the definition of procrastination. Number 2 is. And is a form of the present tense of the verb be. Is a form of the present tense of the verb be. The is used as a function word before a noun. Used as a function word before a noun. And enemy. There will be 2 definitions that I will be reviewing this morning. And the first one is that the one that most of you are familiar with. A thing that harms or weakens something. A thing that harms or weakens something. I went on to do some more research this morning, and I'm using Latin. And I used to take Latin in elementary school. It's a dead language now, but Miss Price was an interesting 5th grade teacher, and so she wanted to have us learn Latin way back in the day, back in the hood. So again, she was an interesting 5th grade teacher. So the Latin word inimicos, it means hostile or unfriendly. And it is the root word as it comes from the prefix in or not. And amicos means friend. So an enemy is not a friend. when you break it down to the Latin. So that means inimicos is an enemy that's not a friend. So that means that person is not your friend. That person or situation is an enemy to you, which means it's unfriendly. So an enemy is a person who actively opposes someone or something. It can also be a situation that opposes what you're actually doing. So when you put that all together, procrastination is the enemy. That means procrastination is not your friend. Procrastination is not there to make you better. It's not there to teach you anything. It's there as an enemy. Good morning, Lola. It is there as an enemy. It is there to stop you. It is there to prevent you from becoming your best. That is why it's an enemy. And when you think about it, nobody has really ever said, well, dang, procrastination is an enemy. But it actually is there. It is there as the thing that harms you. It weakens you. It stops you and it delays you from something that must be done. That is why procrastination is the enemy. What questions do you have about procrastination being the enemy before I move on to why the brain procrastinates? Gotta love YouTube. Okay. Now YouTube with their short format, I'm thinking I can create a highlight looking at the time, and they're using shorts now instead of highlights. A 1 minute short is going to be created instead of a 5 minute highlight. Roger that. Okay. I didn't get a notification for that. All right. And if you haven't done so at this moment, go ahead and the definition of procrastination is to keep delaying something that must be done, often because it is unpleasant or boring, because of a lack of skill or fear. The definition of procrastination: to keep delaying something that must be done, often because it is unpleasant or boring, because of a lack of skill or fear. Okay. So I have some interesting notification. It's a 49-second short will be uploaded. Okay. So had interesting research this morning. So why does the brain procrastinate? And I've had my theories over the year. Obviously, my book was written in 2008, published in 2009. It is one of the 74 principles of real leadership. And I have the concept to do it now. Go in the den, do it now. Eliminate procrastination by doing it now. And the research that I have this morning actually confirms some of the things I've said, but also has given me new information as well. So here is why the brain procrastinates. The brain thinks the task will get easier later. The task will get easier later. The brain says, I'm going to put that off. It's going to be easier later. Number two, it's a coping mechanism as a way to sidestep discomfort temporarily. To sidestep discomfort temporarily. So it's like, that's going to get easy later. And I'm going to really just move out of the way because that makes me uncomfortable. That's where that fear and lack of skill set shows up at. It's like, I'm going to put that off. I didn't really learn how to do that. And that makes me afraid. So I'm going to hold off on that and do a little side step. You're going to wear them fans at. You're going to do your boot steps to the left, to the right. That's what's going to happen. Yep. And then number three, and this is the best part. So I received this information from nestlabs.com, and I'll give all of the person who wrote the article and all that information at the end. But for now, all of the information that I'm going to give you right now is coming from myself and nestlabs.com. So number three, it's a constant battle, wait for it, between the limbic system and the prefrontal cortex. What's in the limbic system? What's located right here in this amazing little temporal lobe? That motherfucking amygdala. Always causing mess and mayhem. So that limbic system. So these two is fighting with each other. Right here is the whole prefrontal cortex, but the frontal lobe specifically, and this damn limbic system. So here we go again. These two is battling it out. Enemy of the frenemy, up and through here, okay? So the limbic system is the oldest and most dominant portion of the brain. Why? Because of fight or flight, survival techniques. Way back in the day when negativity bias came into inception, it was back then. Damn limbic system is older. It's the oldest part of the brain. It's been here messing with us the entire time since the beginning of time. So because it is the oldest, it is the most dominant. It is the most, anybody who's had an older sibling fucking with you, you know what I'm talking about. Ugh, here they come. They got here first. Damn it. The limbic system. So its processes are mostly automatic because it's been here for so long. It's just without autopilot, without even thinking about it. It's just doing it. It's just doing it because it's the oldest, been here the longest. So when you feel like your whole body is telling you to flee from an unpleasant situation, it's your limbic system talking to you. As soon as you go, I don't want to do that. Oh, no. That's your limbic system saying, nah, we ain't doing that. Absolutely not. We just gonna wait. It's gonna get easier. We ain't got no skills and we're afraid, and it's gonna get easier. The longer we wait, the easier it's gonna be. We're not doing that. So when your whole body says, we're not doing that, limbic system is talking to you. And we know what happens when the amygdala takes over. Shuts off access to the executive function. No more logic, no more reasoning, no more problem solving, no more decision making, brain fog, nice little cortisol moment happening because it has said, we're not doing that at all, okay? And we here, we older, we bigger, we better, we stronger. Listen to the limbic system. Don't do it. Okay, so it's also talking to your prefrontal cortex. It's saying it. So the gut brain is like to say, hey, what you doing? Don't do that. Stop. So the prefrontal cortex is newer. It's less developed. And as a result, somewhat weaker portion of the brain. Because you actually have to exercise the executive function. You actually got to think. You actually got to get new information in. You got to use logic and reason and create neurogenesis up and through here. So it's weaker. Because the other one been here longer. So it's like the little sibling, like myself. Haven't been here as long as my older sibling. So here we go. Little bitty weak little me. And here we go. Limbic system. Basically bullying you. So, and your frontal lobe is located here. Your decision making, logic, reason, problem solving, personality, executive function, your inhibition control, your working memory. All of that, your cognitive flexibility, all of that is located here. But this one is causing all the doggone problems for you. So because the limbic system is much stronger, it very often wins the battle leading to procrastination. It's just like, I said we're not doing that. No, stop. You're like, okay. And then you get very scared. And it tells the brain to give it what it wants now. And if any of you have ever saw the movie Little Shop of Horrors, the plant says, feed me. Does it have to be human? Feed me, Seymour. Feed me all night long. Because if you feed me, Seymour, I'll be big and strong. And then the plant just gets so doggone big, and he feeds them the dentist and everything else. So think of your limbic system as the plant, the little bit cute plant from Little Shop of Horrors that turns into the plant that takes over the whole doggone room. That's what's actually happening. Give me my food now. This is what I want right now. We're not doing that. We about to procrastinate. So procrastination can be viewed as the battle between your present self, give it to me now, and your future self. So if you give it to you now, procrastinate and don't do it, that's going to fuck up your future self. You're going to need whatever you was procrastinating from today, tomorrow, later today, next year, the year after that, the year after that. So that's the battle. And that's what that conflict is, going back and forth. I should do it. No, I shouldn't. I should do it. So if you have this portion of your brain that's bigger, stronger, and been here longer, telling little old new you ain't got enough neurogenesis and neural pathways, we're not doing that. Now. Guess what you're going to do? Procrastinate. You came in. It was a battle that you were not ready for. You was not ready for the big bad giant. Here you come with your 5 rocks and your slingshot, and you ain't been a slinger that long. So you can't take out the Goliath of the limbic system right now. It knows what to do, and it's overpowering you. So if you don't strengthen your frontal lobe, you can't fight the limbic system when it comes to procrastination. So you are going to procrastinate. It's an unfair, unmatched battle unless you actually know what the hell the limbic system is doing to you. That's what's taking place. Y'all battling it out. It's bigger, big sibling. Just think of a 14-year-old sibling and a 6-year-old sibling. Like, no. I'm not stronger than you. And I think of my sister and myself. And so she bullied me until I was 13. And she threw that peroxide bottle at me, and that bad boy bounced off my arm, and I looked at her, and we never had another physical altercation. So I stood up to the bully. So you have to stand up to the limbic system and say, no, I'm not procrastinating. I'm not procrastinating at all. And I'll end this portion of the live with this. Captain Dumbass Apple at the 787th MP Battalion in Fort McClellan, Alabama, used to sit in the staff meeting. He never came prepared. I always needed stuff from him because I was an S1 and an S4. And he would always say, well, if you wait till the last minute, it only takes a minute. No, if you wait till the last minute, it only takes a minute. Ha, ha, ha. And that's why we called them 8 the fuck up Alpha, because it was 8 up from the floor up all the time. He was Alpha Company Commander, and he was an idiot. That's a dumbass plan. If you wait till the last minute, it only takes a minute. Only the limbic system would say some dumb shit like that, knowing that you need to be prepared. So what questions do you have about why you procrastinate? Do a little dance. No questions, but I love finally knowing the why. Yes, I know. I was very excited this morning when I found out the why. I was like clutching my real little pearls like, what? Application of knowledge is power. It is power, because I got superhuman strength now. All right, so how do you fight the enemy of procrastination? I'm glad you all asked. Let me tell you why. First and foremost is do it now. Do it now, do it now, do it now, do it now. And that's how you're going to do it. I said it in 2008. We in 2009 when the book got published. And then we are in 2025. And I'm still saying do it now. Go in the den. Do it now. In addition to that, nestlabs.com has some suggestions as well. And I love it when I find an article and I'm like, yes. Just like when I found out about the 3 brains, head, heart, and gut. And that was right there in my book. I said, see, this is confirmation. This is confirmation right here. So this is what the 5 suggestions that are coming from Nest Labs article. Number 1, do the worst things first. Do the worst things first. How cool is that? Dreaded task being put off will sap your mental energy. Dreaded task being put off will sap, I would love to say zap, your mental energy. While checking it off your list, it will make you feel more productive. So do the worst things first. The thing that you don't want to do. If you got to clean up your house and your kitchen is left over from a party and a meal, and you got all that stuck on shit on all the pans and everything else, go clean the kitchen first. Go clean the kitchen first. Do the worst things first. And now you're going to be productive. You're going to say, fuck you, limbic system. I got this. I'm going to tackle that damn casserole dish with all that fucking cheese stuck to the bottom of it because I forgot to put some oil in it before I put everything in it. Nah, that cheese is like, okay. No, you said I used to procrastinate because I always thought I had more time later or wanted to avoid hard stuff. With the symbol that I've had to do so much hard stuff, this has to be done that day. I'm over it. Exactly. And higher power in the universe and God will definitely help you with your defects of character. All the things that are stopping you from being your best, they will be presented to you. Yes, they will. And they will come in the form of problems, conflict, drama, and everything else. And you will, and it'll be the thing that you want. But on the other side of that is this whole little obstacle course to get you to the thing that you want. You navigating, jumping, swimming, and everything else. All the skills that you need to get to your goal are sitting right in the middle of your objective. And you have to navigate over all of that. That's why if you skip the line and cheat and get to the end, all them skills that you were supposed to have are not going to be there. And now all that procrastination, I'm going to wait. And then I'm just get on the phone and do a little Faustian bargain. I did it. Okay. When you skip the line, you leave the skills behind. Go ahead and just procrastinate and finagle your way to that situation. It ain't going to work. So do the worst things first. Do the worst things first, and that's going to help you override and stand up to the limbic system and say, we're not going to sit down and Netflix and chill. We're going to go wash every last one of these dishes. And oh, by the way, I think I'm going to go ahead and sweep and mop the floor and potentially clean out a couple of refrigerator shelves while I'm in there. And that's what happened to me last night. Several nights ago when I came home and said, I'm not posting. I'm tired and all of that. And what the hell did I naturally do? 12 posts in the stories instead of 8 to 10. 12. All right, motherfucker, you think you about to not do this? You about to do this, and you not getting dinner until this shit is done. How about that? How you like them apples? All right, number 2, create smaller chunks. Create smaller chunks. So make the job smaller by defining tasks that feel more manageable. Create smaller chunks. Make the job smaller by defining tasks that feel more manageable. Commit to only do the first one and see how you feel afterwards. So you're going to make a small chunks of big things. You're going to do one thing, and then you're going to see how you feel after that first thing. So let's say you need to clean the whole house. You're going to go and say, all right, I'm going to wash the dishes. And then you're just going to sit back and see, how do I feel? At that point, you should feel better. Okay, cool. Now I'm going to vacuum. Now we got flooring downstairs, so I'm going to swifter the floor. Then I'm going to move on to dusting. Then I'm going to get to the bathrooms. So you start with some small chunk. Do it. I got these things to do, but I'm going to just do this one thing. Check in and see how you feel. Number 3, try the 10-minute trick. And I will go back to this to say, well, I'll say it at the end. Try the 10-minute trick. Set a timer and commit to working on the task for just 10 minutes. This is where I'll say it. Work as hard as you can during that time. Try the 10-minute trick. Set a timer and commit to working on the task for just 10 minutes. Work as hard as you can during that time. I've mentioned this before. I read books that nobody else wants to read, and sometimes the shit is dry as burnt toast. It's like watching paint dry at the dang on DMV. Don't want to do it. And I called it productive procrastination, but now I know it's the 10-minute trick. So I will read for 10 minutes and go do something else. Read for 10 minutes and go do something else so that I get my reading done for the day. So I have been doing the 10-minute trick, unbeknownst to me, that's what I was actually doing. So it's very effective. Let me see what that. Okay. Number 4 is work in public. So work in public. Leverage the power of positive pressure by publicly committing to your goals. It can be as simple as telling a friend or posting on social media. Work in public. Leverage the power of positive pressure by publicly committing to your goals. It can be as simple as telling a friend or posting on social media. This is what I did with the 101 book challenge. Not only did I tell my colleague, but I started making book review videos on my YouTube channel and have been doing so for now. I'm in my 11th year. So when I say something publicly, I got to do it. Got to do it. Tell a friend, tell the world. When I say I post over 85 times a day, it's probably back at 100 now because I'm on lemonade or maybe about 92. Okay? I'm saying that. So when you go to my social medias, you should see stories. There should never be a point where I don't have a story. You might have watched it, but continuously, there's a continuous stream in 24 hours of me posting. There's not one point you're like, damn, she ain't posted yet. Where is it at? Absolutely not. And in the feed. So if I say I post every day on social media, I've been on Instagram since December 16th, 2015. then you should go to Instagram and there should be evidence that I have been there since December 6th. If you want to scroll down 15,300 posts because you on a long flight somewhere, you waiting, you got to delay, scroll and scroll and scroll, and you will get down to the bottom of those 276 OPCs, that's other people's content, and see that nice little power graphic when I started graphitizing on my own graphitography, but it's there. One thing you can't fake, I think right now, is the amount of posts that you have. You can buy likes, shares, subscribes, viewers, and all that shit, but ain't nobody selling content. They might make it for you, but they're like, yeah, man, I got 30,000 posts and all that. Nope, you actually still have to do that. You cannot cheat on that. So work in public and let everybody know, And now you ain't gonna procrastinate because like, I can't, because they're gonna say something and then I'm gonna be personally unaccountable. And number 5, give yourself a reward. I have said this before, give yourself a reward. When I told people when I used to do business consulting and public speaking, I used to say, go and attack your fear. And if you need to make sales calls, for me, it was a red velvet cupcake. So I sit that red velvet cupcake there and do all of everything that I needed to do. And when it was over, I would reward myself. So pick something self-indulging that would make you very happy. Sort of like a carrot for the limbic system. So if you do this, I'm going to give you a red velvet cupcake, and that's your gift to yourself should you work on one or more of the subtasks that you are avoiding. So you negotiate with the bully, and that's trying to do it, give it to me now. We're not going to do it, going to procrastinate. Say, listen here, buddy. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to clean up this kitchen. And when we're done, I'm going to put my feet in the foot massager for 10 minutes because we know I got bad feet and circulation problems. And then I'm going to take a nap. And the limbic system is like, oh, we're going to take a nap after we do this. Well, go ahead, Dr. Donna, wash all of the dishes. And then we're going to take a nap. Yes. And then we're going to take a nap. We sure are. Okay. I'll calm down. Go wash the dishes. So again, in order, number 1. You are going to do the worst things first. Number 2, create smaller chunks. Number 3, try the 10-minute trick. Number 4, you're going to work in public. And number 5, you're going to give yourself a reward. And these steps, once again, are coming from nestlabs.com. And this is how you fight procrastination. This is how you begin to stand up to the limbic system and say, listen, we ain't got time for this shit. We got stuff to do. So don't be messing with me. Don't stop me from doing what I need to do. I will reward you after we get this thing done that we don't want to do. What questions do you have about the 5 before I go into other things that you need to consider? That's my neighbor's big old truck if you hear that humming in the background. I honestly believe that he's going to have hearing problems when this is all said and done. I just can't believe that you drive that vehicle every day, all day long, and something is not going to happen to your ears, your hearing. He's young, though. He might be 35. Questions regarding... No questions. Got it? And if I don't see a ... then I will move on. Okay. So other things to consider. Your environment minimizes distractions. So phone in another room, only use necessary browsers when you are on the internet. Nola used to have 40, 50 tabs open all at the same time. It wasn't working. So just create the environment that allows you to be able to get done what you need to get done and eliminate everything else. The next one is work in an uncluttered area. Eliminate clutter is one of the 74 principles of real leadership. Who knew that clutter led to procrastination? Eliminate the clutter. Clutter up here means clutter out here, and that means you're not going to be able to get anything done. A brain with cortisol can't think. The limbic system is like, yeah, we good. Oh, we don't care about these 7 baskets of laundry sitting on the floor. You keep tripping over and stubbing your toe. Yeah, just get to it later. It's just laundry. Noise canceling headphones. And Nola was recording yesterday, and that was during my screen time. So I put on my headphones so I could hear and she could do what she needed to do. So noise canceling headphones. Use separate devices for different tasks. So for example, I only use my tablet for this live, and this is basically my television. This computer that I am about to get rid of is what I use when I have to do anything on my website that I can't do on my phone, and I'm updating Microsoft Word, not WordPress, yeah, what is it? Microsoft Word, all of that. It's the only time I use my computer. So it's once a week, maybe 8 times a month is when I turn this on, okay? And I'm on my phone. So I have separate devices, and that means if I'm on my phone, I'm working. If I'm on my tablet, I'm either on my live or this is my leisure. And if I'm on my computer, I'm back in 1997 doing shit that can't be, it's not mobile first. So that's why I'm on my raggedy ass computer. Yeah, it was a bad idea. It was a 2-in-1 flipped and tablet and all of that. Dell, I like Mac too, but this one, damn thing is slow as molasses in January. So use separate devices for separate things, and that makes it harder for you to procrastinate. Because if I have my phone, I know what I'm doing. If I'm on my tablet, I know what I'm doing. If I'm on my computer, I know what I'm doing, which is why I like books too, physical books, because I know what I'm doing. I used to have a Kindle, but I gave it to Nola. So I read books on the Kindle, and that's why I like the Kindle versus iPad, because you're just doing those things on there. And for me, that's a reader. So if I had an iPad, you can do all these other things. Now you can be on apps, you can use it for all this other stuff. And now your iPad becomes everything. So how do you not cross-pollinate? It becomes very difficult for you to do. So separate devices also stops you from procrastinating. The delay of the device switching can give your prefrontal cortex enough time to kick in to help you stay on course. So if you use your tablet or your phone for everything, now you went into TikTok to post, and 3 hours later, you watching stuff, or you went on YouTube to research something, and now the new series that the person that you follow just put in a new video, and you were supposed to be looking up something for business, and now you over here watching the new podcast. It's 2 hours later. Like, okay, how did I do that? So that simple time of switching, when I pick my tablet up, it's a different, even though this is both Androids, it's a different interface. So now I'm like, okay, dang, I gotta turn it this way, I gotta do all this. And so my brain has to be fully present in order for me to use those devices for the thing that they are designed to do. Now, all of this information, I've combined my information too. So information about neuropability and personal accountability and real leadership is me. But the actual article title, in case you want to look it up, it comes from nesslabs.com, NESSLABS.com. And the title of the article is The Neuroscience of Procrastination, a Short Primer. And it's by Anne, A-N-N-E, Laura, L-A-U-R-E, Lecunff. So Anne-Laure Lecunff is her name, Lecunff. And if you look up the title of the article, then it'll show up. The Neuroscience of Procrastination, a Short Primer. What questions do you have about any of the information that I have discussed this morning with regards to the definition of procrastination, why you procrastinate, how you can fight procrastination, and other things to consider to set you up for success when it comes to eliminating procrastination for the rest of your life? And when y'all say y'all have no questions, is it that I'm just that good and so I've explained it so well so you don't have a question for me? Or are we in class and you don't want the students to know? It's like, I'm not going to ask what you asking the question for? We're trying to get out of here early. It's nice outside. We'll go play recess. Regina has a question or a comment. What I said was clear. Clear as a bell, clear as mud. Nola wanted to know why I used to say that. Clear as a bell, clear as a mud. She used to say, how is it clear as a bell when you can't see through a bell? Matique OG, is your question regarding procrastination? Anything that I have covered? Will the question that you ask pertain to anything that I have said in your time being on the live? mm, 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 mm. Never thought about it being the enemy. I know it has caused problems in my life and sometimes stress. And when I wrote my book many years ago, I knew it was the enemy. I just didn't know why. So it's interesting how I instinctively had these things taking place. Just didn't know. But Steve Jobs said that the dots would connect later on. Just do it, and it will all connect and turn into a picture at some point in the future. That's why you have to have faith to believe that they will actually connect. Okay. So I'm going to answer when we want to achieve a goal, why do we seem to want to wait for everything to be perfect in order to start working on that goal? The brain keeps saying, I'll start tomorrow. Okay, so again, the limbic system and the amygdala and the hypothalamus and the hippocampus are all located in the limbic system. It's been around since the beginning of time. And because the goal that you are setting means that you're going to have to change, it means that you're going to have to do something different. This likes comfort. The amygdala is there to keep you safe from harm. That's what it was designed to do. So it's like, oh no, saber-tooth tiger is coming after me. Defend, go run in the cave. And so it's always seeking comfort. It's always seeking now. I just want it now. Give it to me now. Immediate gratification, immediate gratification. So a goal requires change. A goal is something that you can't see because it's in the future. So the limbic system is always going to shut that shit down. Like, what you about? Oh, no, we're not setting no goals. And so it's naturally going to tell you, do it tomorrow. Do it tomorrow. You're going to wake up 20 years later talking about do it tomorrow. Because it's stronger than the frontal lobe, if you have a weak frontal lobe, because that's where your logic, reason, decision making, cognitive thought, personality, your executive function, which is the CEO of the brain, if this is weak, then the limbic system is going to consistently take it over because it's bigger, it's been there longer. So in order for you to accomplish that goal, you have to create neurogenesis, which is new neurons, neuroplasticity, new neural pathways. And then you have to do what I've developed as neuropability, and that's wiring your brain to personal accountability using the 74 principles of real leadership. So in order for you to visualize your goals, which is one of the 74 principles of real leadership, you actually need a new neural pathway to do that. To actually set goals, you're going to need to set and maintain high standards, go above and beyond, be the best, embrace change, challenge yourself, and take risk. That's 7 principles of real leadership. So you need those 7 neural pathways developed in order for you to actually do that. So the fact that you keep saying, and obviously procrastination is the enemy. So 8, do it now. So if you don't have the skill set in your working memory, which is here, and you don't have previous experience with the goal that you're working on, it's never going to happen. So you don't have the skill set to accomplish the goal. And if you're not learning, which is the whole purpose of the mental workout, your brain is atrophying. So it's not even accustomed to learning. By the time you're 35, your working memory starts to deteriorate. And so by 65 is over. So if you're over 35, you're lacking the mental faculties to even think about making that goal happen. So let me know if I've answered your question. You were clear with your information today. You didn't make work hard today. You don't have on the orange brain workout shirt today. Got it. My pleasure. Yes, I get it. So, but the orange shirt is coming tomorrow because it's Wired Wednesday. So get a good night's rest because you're going to be using yours as executive function sentence tomorrow. Okay. All right. So let's move on. Today, go to the website, the 74 Principles of Real Leadership, theturnarounddoctor.com. And then from there, you're going to go to social media. Social media, 3 from the bottom is Letters from Louise. We are finishing out Letters from Louise this week. We'll be done on Saturday. So you're going to go to old you are. You're going to keep going until you get to discipline. So today's article is discipline. Discipline, poem, discipline. theturnarounddoctor.com, social media tab. Scroll down, 3 from the bottom. Letters from Louise. When you get there, that's my nom de plume because I is a poet too. You know what I'm saying? I got stuff going on. And you're going to scroll all the way down till you get to discipline. Read it, ... Let me know that you're thinking and you are having an aha moment or ooh. And then you're going to tell me what resonated with you after reading my amazing poem. All right, Miss Lola, you have said, thank you. You're great. An unaccountable person hung some studs wrong. Wrong. And I didn't want to fix it, but I knew it had to be done so I can finish it. I put it off for 3 weeks, and now I really need it too. I know what you're about to say. Yes, they hung some studs wrong. And I know what that means. That's amazing, because 5 years ago, I wouldn't have knew it nothing that you was talking about right now. But hey, thank you for assembled and TaskRabbit, because now I know exactly what you're talking about. And I can actually see the studs in the wall being wrong. So discipline. And I did not read discipline this morning, so I shalleth read it today, right now. Got it. Piece of hair. Get done so I can complete the house, and I can get it done with your help by doing the 10 minutes challenge. Yes. Yep, the 10-minute trick. Glad that was helpful for you, because we hate going behind contractors that did not do their job. 74 principles of leadership summarized. You caught that. You already took my reason for writing it. See, that's why I got to stay ahead, because y'all catching up to me. Discipline is one of the greatest ingredients in self-improvement and life change. That's why when people say, I'm going to stay motivated, I need some inspiration. Go you, go you, woo, go you, go you. You can do it, yay. That shit don't work. Not long term. Not day in and day out. And especially think about it. If you try to be, I need some motivation because I don't feel like it. That's not going to help you. Doggone limbic system said, we ain't doing it. We ain't doing it. So you can get the rah-rah, sis, boo, bombing all you want to. You can listen to it. You can do it. Get up over your body and move. The limbic system is like, nope. I'm going to sit right here. Netflix and chill. Okay. Okay, yes, Miss Nola, I will give you a second. So yes, discipline is the answer. And you don't even know how many times on threads a day people say, what is the trick to stay motivated? What do you do for inspiration? And I just scroll on past. Every now and then I say discipline. Motivation expires. Empowerment is better than motivation. All right. You think if you're not familiar with the 74, this is easier to assess. Okay. Thank you for that, Regina. I will keep that in mind. I will bear that in mind. You're saying if you just started out and you got a weak ass working memory, send them to this so they can process it better. It's like baby food. toddler food, hand food, some Cheerios. So you can sit on your and just eat away. Got it. Simpler for them. I will take that into advisement. Because the other stuff might be too much. Or you're saying it is. So yeah, I get it. Baby steps. Go slow to go fast. Bite size. So we actually, watch this, Regina, we can create smaller chunks because that's what it actually is. So if people are procrastinated or intimidated by the 74 principles of real leadership, we could do this as a much smaller chunk of it. And it's written simpler in sentence format, and everything starts with discipline. So yeah, that's great. Thank you for that. Discipline is the key to success. Yes, it is. And as Regina mentioned, I took some of the 74 principles of real leadership and I put them into discipline because that's what you actually need to be disciplined. When I was in basic training, on the wall in our bay, on the wall going into the day room, it had, in a very artsy graffiti kind of way, discipline is doing the right thing. Thank you. Discipline is doing the right thing when no one else is watching, because that's what it is. That's what it is. It's doing the right thing. If I hadn't verbalized out loud that I was checking myself the other night when I didn't feel like posting because I was just exhausted continually to post, Nola would have never known. It would just been me, higher power, God, and the universe there. And I did it. I didn't have to tell y'all what took place, but I needed to use it as an example. So every day, doing all these things, exercising, stretching, and doing everything that I need to do that just happens to show up. Discipline is getting up at 3 o'clock in the morning, preparing for the live, being here, doing the live, going to do everything else that I need, responding to the people who are in challenges. All of those things take discipline. And that's what I wanted to capture with this poem. Okay, now I'm following up from yesterday. What did you finish what you start? Did you check on your finish what you started? Did you start something? So follow up on yesterday's finish what you start. Yes, the 74 was initially very challenging for me. Now it makes more sense. Thank you for that. So again, I will start sending people there. I may even create a link for it on the website to say if you need a simpler version of it, put it at the top or at the bottom of the 74, somewhere on the page of the 74. Just make this a link from the website so people can understand it. Let me write that down because I would definitely not remember with the day that we have ahead. So link the discipline poem to the 74 P's on the website. All right, and what was your finish what you start yesterday? And I don't see yours dots for y'all following up to let me know that you're thinking. So are you all thinking about, not thinking, but typing up your follow-ups from yesterday? So Regina, I have been in the process of becoming power of attorney for my brother. Got it done. All right. Because that could have been a long, arduous process. So very much cool that that's now finished. Kevin, I started working on a new drink design for our boba tea shop and finally was able to finish giving them names and pricing. That's awesome. That is awesome. Be well. No, sneeze. That's why, if you're wondering, we say be well instead of bless you. And I can't remember why we stopped saying bless you and started saying be well, but it's so part of who we are now. She might remember, but I definitely don't remember. Okay, today's and Nola will type hers up. Real leader principle. Okay, real leader principle for today is procrastination is the enemy. So if you find yourself procrastinating at any point for any reason, now you understand that it is the limbic system that is bigger, badder, bolder than you. And you're going to use your frontal lobe, which is located in the prefrontal cortex, to say, listen, sit down. I'm going to give you something. Nice little treat, but we're going to get this done. And then guess what else will happen? Once you finish the thing that you were procrastinating, you get your nice natural dopamine, which is your reward for doing the thing that you were procrastinating doing. Plus, if it's a new skill set, now you get the reward of having that skill set or strengthening one of the 74 principles of real leadership from a neural pathway perspective. So it's a win-win. So collaborate with the limbic system as collaboration. You handle conflict when it occurs is one of the 74 principles of real leadership. So when you handle the conflict between the limbic system and your prefrontal cortex, basically the frontal lobe, now you strive for win-win. Let me do this, and then I will give you a reward after we do the thing that we don't want to do. All right, Lola said, no, I didn't complete what I really wanted to do. I wanted to tell the whole company to go to Dr. Donna's 74 leadership, principles of real leadership. Got it. You said you wanted to tell the whole company. Okay. Nola, I guess finish what I started. The portal is officially open so I can finish recruiting transfers. Yes, ma'am. And then Kevin, learn that procrastination is a battle between the you of today with the you of tomorrow. Yes. Okay. And I was just about to ask that. What did you learn today? What did you learn today? So sidestep. Well, you can always tell them today, Lola. Every day you can. Personal accountability and the 74 principles of real leadership are available. They are here for everybody who is willing to hold themselves personally accountable. And the thing that I learned today is I'm a genius. I'm as smart. I'm as brilliant. I'm as intelligent. I am a genius. I am a nerd. See, that's what happens when you come out and be your real self. When you access your real personality, your frontal lobe, the universe rewards you with everything that you need to succeed. I was so happy with my article today. I was like, finally, an article. I can use everything in it. Yes. And it matches everything that I've been saying. Woo! Every now and then you find that needle in the needle stack, and boom, bada bing, here it is. So now I know why people procrastinate, and I can tell them all over the world. I can tell everybody, everywhere. I'm going to tell everybody. Yes, I'm going to tell everyone. So this was awesome. Today is a good day already, and I'm only 3 hours in. 3.5 hours in. Actually 4, because I get up at 2:30. Telling everybody. Thank you. I appreciate that, Lola. Yes, and I remember the Fatal Four. I told you all about the book, the Magic Power of Emotional Appeal, and the Fatal Four. So the Fatal Four are rewards and self-recognition, rewards and recognition, romance, self-preservation, and money. And everybody has a dominant one. I'll say those again: rewards and recognition, self-preservation, romance, and money. So everybody has one, and then they might have a secondary one, but everyone has a primary one, and then the secondary one is there as well. So when you understand whose final four, the fatal four that people have, then you speak to their fatal four, and that's how you are able to empower them to get things done and have them become their best, because you're speaking to the thing that matters to them the most. All right, Regina, I learned about the why. Understanding why always helps me move forward and have tools to fight. Procrastination has been a constant battle. Fortunately, I'm disciplined and achieve most of my. And we got, so YouTube will keep changing everything else, but they won't give us more character limits. Encouraging people to go live, and you have the 4,000 character limits. But I get it, because if you have a bunch of people on your lives and now they all have 85 paragraphs, you could be on your live for a long time. But even if they just improved it by, give us 50 more characters, I believe that that will work. All right. And then Lola and Nola, what did you learn? And if anyone is wondering why I did not entertain the unaccountables, because I will not be their host anymore. Will not be their host. Regina, goals, because unbeknownst to me, I chunk reward myself, but I don't advertise in my public plans. And Nola said, I do the hard thing first and reward yourself after to prevent procrastination. Yes. And a lot of reasons why to piggyback off of what you're saying, Regina, with the public plans, that's why I make it public, because the unaccountables will, what if you fail? I don't give a fuck about that. I'm putting it out there, and I'm putting it out there early so that when the shit happens, I can say, I told you so. I told you this was about to happen. So when we have millions and millions of people holding themselves personally accountable, I told you I was right. Is it Fatal 4? Yes, Kevin, it is Fatal 4. It is the magic power of emotional appeal. And I always get the title mixed up because the book was written in 1960. But I can send you the book review for that. If you want it, let me know. But it's the Fatal 4. And I probably need to watch the book review first. I should have said it back then when I read the book. That was probably one of the first 4 book challenges. But yes, it is. And I can go find the book and get the cover. But it's out of print. And yeah, literally, if you can find a copy, it's got teeny tiny font. So you're going to need your readers to read it. Okay, email me. Because y'all know, yeah. I'm going to do this and get in the shower and stretch and eat. We got a 7th Avenue today. So that I will not remember. Plus, being personally accountable is that you want that information. I have it for you. Just remind me and I will send it to you as well. Okay. So you said what you've learned today. I've said what I've learned today. And it's amazing that the dots do connect. It really is. Because if you think about my 8th grade science project, now I got my t-shirt on. Many moons ago, almost 40 years ago. You think about when the book was written. If you think about videos that are 11, soon to be 12 years old, and things that are 5 years old, and just how things come together, that's why you keep holding yourself personally accountable, and it is in your daily. The things that you do daily matter for your future. Because now, if I hadn't made the decision, if they hadn't decided that TikTok was going to go away or come back, and now I'm on YouTube, I don't know that I would still have this format. I know I came out as a nerd, but I don't know that I would have been saying, okay, it's time for me to go over the 74 principles of real leadership in totality and then individually. Now I know neurologically why people procrastinate. And that's a big thing. Procrastination is stopping a lot of adults from getting shit done. And now, as I keep saying, everything is neurological. Everything. How many times have you, like Lola just said, these doggone studs in here? Okay, got it. Now I'm procrastinating. I got to get this done. How many times now that you are learning how to use your brain have you been sitting somewhere empowered with the neural pathways and the neurological information to say, this is why that's happening? Don't let me look at anybody else and their behavior. Well, look at the behavior, but not pay attention to them. Cognitive bias. Confirmation bias, conformity bias. You trying to hijack my amygdala. And now you're trying to ensure that I can't have access to my frontal lobe because you're trying to create cortisol. I need to stop procrastinating. So between the 74 principles of real leadership and understanding the brain, hence neuropability, you have been empowered in situations that you could have felt powerless 6 months ago. That's why I know that I'm correct. Lola, you said I learned that I do procrastinate, and why I procrastinated. Now I know how to get things done, and thanks again. My pleasure. So that's the whole point. So imagine if I had stayed at Frito-Lay. I will have some stupid ass title by now, but guess what y'all wouldn't have? The use of your frontal lobe. Imagine if I had kept being a public speaker. Imagine if I kept advising people how to get business contracts and make more money. Imagine, the real thing is, imagine if I had stayed focused on being 3, Dr. Donna. None of this shit would be here. Nothing but some book reviews on YouTube, which I would have abandoned because I would have been being 3, Dr. Donna. So when you understand your personal legend, which comes from the book The Alchemist, and you know that you have a higher purpose, you got to go do that. Is it painful? Yes. Is it long? Sometimes I just be like, this shit is hard as hell, but it's worth it. Today makes all the other things worth it because now you all have information about your brain and a skill set and resources to use to navigate through your day. Lola is going to go and undo those studs. I venture to say she also going to have a conversation with people about personal accountability, and they might need to go to the website and look at the 74 principles of real leadership. But that's what this is about. You changing where you are, not where I am, but where you are. And everybody's situation is customized. The 74 just help you with your customization. You have to be able to cross-pollinate these neural pathways for the 74 principles of real leadership for your life, for the time. None of us are the same age. 2 of us are related because Nola's on this live, and none of us even live in the same city. We have different experiences, and the theory of personal accountability, the 74 principles of real leadership, and neuropability all help you. And obviously daily personal accountability, they all help you. Yes, they call me names. It's okay. And Whoopi Goldberg said it's not what they call you, it's what you answer to. So they used to call me Queen Elizabeth, my soldiers, because they couldn't call me a bitch, or they would have got Article 15s and all of that. So yes, they called me Queen Elizabeth I. And when I left, they even gave me a mug with Queen Elizabeth on it. But hey, they got promoted. One of my soldiers stayed in the Army 30 years. He had a long, Sergeant Teresa Christopher, had a very long career behind that. So it works. And y'all told me yesterday I ain't got to be nice. I can be kind. But if I'm nice, then you're gonna do a wellness check on me. Yes, and Regina, you were the barometer for that. So because of you being a teacher and you know you're a kinder, gentler soul, when you said nah, then I knew I was on track. Nah, I don't have to be nice. I can be kind. I can have empathy and all of that, but I can even be likable. But nice just ain't in the cards for me. So anyway, when you put all of those things together, you get to be a bad mofo yourself. And that's all I want for people. I want people, because people for my whole life, everybody can't be you. I'm like, you can't. I knew it. I knew it way back then when people told me I'm a perfectionist and everything else. I was like, I know you could do this. I know you could do this. Yes, Queen Elizabeth. Yes, they did. Yes. And I actually read one of her books as well. They had Elizabeth CEO, I think or Jesus CEO. 2 books. One, something about Queen Elizabeth. No, it's Elizabeth the Entrepreneur. Or Jesus the Entrepreneur and Elizabeth the CEO. Those are the 2 books that I've read in previous book challenges. And that's one thing I said too. On a side note, if you came into our house and went to the library and you tried to guess the gender or ethnicity of the person reading those books, you would think that it was multiple people's book collection together. But you wouldn't be able to say, this one person read all these books. And we noticed that when we went to other people's houses who actually have personal libraries, you can tell that person, the books match that person. But not my book collection. You would be hard pressed. You'd say, yeah, this is about 3 or 4 people's books collections all together in the family household. Okay, so the 74 principles of real leadership and neuropability is the shiz naive. It works, and there will be millions of people using it. It's one day at a time. When God, higher power, and universe see fit for more people to come to this. Regina has said it. I'm ahead of the curve, so I'm not even patiently waiting. I just know that people will get to this when they get to it, and when they get to it, it'll be here waiting for them in order for them to be able to become their best and use it. Your brain is the most powerful organ in your entire body. It is the CPU for everything that you do. And you are the CEO of Me Incorporated. And with those two things, that's how you know you can go be a bad mofo. Don't matter what's happening in the world right now. It's what's happening up here and out here in your life. When you hold adults personally accountable and yourself to be the best, every situation is doable and achievable beyond measure. Thank you so much for your time today. I do value and appreciate that you've taken time to learn more about your brain and neuropability and how you're going to implement it and apply it in your day and every day going forward. As a reminder, procrastination is the enemy, so you will do everything that you can to use those 5 new skills to stop yourself from procrastinating. And then when it's all said and done, you will reward the limbic system with a small gift. Don't give it a big gift, because no, it's just enough for it to understand we don't procrastinate. And that neural pathway, it will then get trained to say, oh, we're about to do something. Okay, cool. Go ahead and do it. I know you're going to give me a treat when I'm done. And the treat might just be the dopamine for getting the task accomplished. It doesn't have to be expensive either. It could be something like a nap, like I said. So I will be back tomorrow, God, higher power, and the universe willing, same time, same place, with my orange workout t-shirt on, because it is Wired Wednesday. So maybe go get one of them old school headbands and some wristbands and get ready for your mental workout. You all go off and have a terrific Tuesday. Take care. Adios.